Ban shoes and clothing in the NBA for strange reasons. The NBA is a business and will always think business before anything else. Some NBA players have crossed the line, mostly trying to wear potential safety hazards such as chains, shoes, clothing, and face accessories. The league office has made sure that the league stays disciplined and doesn't allow certain pieces of clothing to be worn during a game so that no player has a specific advantage over other players. Most of the time, the NBA players wouldn't win their appeal battle with the league. Keep watching to find out which shoes and clothing items were banned by the NBA for these strange reasons. Chains. In 1980, gold chains became a signature look for the 76ers center, Darryl Dawkins, and others around the league. The NBA viewed necklaces as a potential safety hazard, but the NBA later allowed Michael Jordan to wear gold chains for exhibition events like the Slam Dunk Contest. Long chains, like the ones Dawkins would wear, could be pulled on to foul a player or injure a player. The likelihood of it happening is slim, but the NBA doesn't want to be liable for such an incident, and therefore had no choice but to ban chains from the league. Smaller and tighter chains shouldn't be a problem in the NBA, as they're impossible to grab and give a feel-good vibe to players. Air Jordan 1s. In 1984, when most players wore white sneakers to play in, Michael Jordan decided to wear black and red Air Jordan 1s in a preseason game. The NBA immediately banned them from being used in the regular season. Michael Jordan spoke about this on the David Letterman show and joked about his new shoe deal with Nike. In today's game, there aren't many shoes that are banned from the league. The NBA has become more lenient on shoes in the new generation, with plenty of different colorways and different types of low tops, mids, and high tops. Do-rag. In 2000, Sam Perkins of the Pacers wore a do-rag during a preseason game. The league promptly identified do-rags as a potential safety hazard and shut it down. Sam Perkins became the one and only player to ever wear a do-rag in a basketball game, even if it was just a preseason game. He'll be in the history books for life. Even to this day, players can't wear do-rags. But if you had to choose one player that would try to test the NBA by wearing a do-rag, who do you think the player would be? Tights. In 2006, Lakers star Kobe Bryant and other players around the league started to wear long tights under their shorts. The league considered banning the tights, but allows one loophole for players who claim that the tights were a medical need for them. Players throughout the league quickly started asking their own doctors to write notes, and soon tights became entrenched as part of the NBA's standard look. Although NBA officials would not publicly comment on the issue, ESPN reported that the league simply did not like the look of players wearing visible hose. Players who wished to wear tights were required to send the league a written request from a team doctor detailing a medical need for the leggings. That's because the league believed that some players were merely wearing them because they liked the look. Most players argued back that wearing full-length spandex under their uniform shorts keeps limbs warmer and looser than anything seen previously in the NBA. Jerry Stackhouse became the pioneer of this practice, relying on a pair of runner's tights throughout last season's playoffs to combat a long-standing groin injury. When asked about the tights, Stackhouse said, "I'm a 100% advocate." Mavericks team physician Tio Sorial released a statement saying, "The tights provide compression. Compressed muscles fire efficiently, especially if injured. Players with muscle strains benefit from the improved circulation and support." The NBA players defeated the league office in this one. Band-Aid. In 2009, Heat guard Dwayne Wade wore a Band-Aid with his name on it under his left eye, even after his eye injury healed. Dwayne Wade tried making the facial bandits cool again. Whether he succeeded is a matter of interpretation. What isn't up for debate is the NBA's stance on the matter. The league wasn't a fan of the personalized Band-Aids and banned them without hesitation. So the personalized Band-Aid era was over. NBA spokesman Tim Frank later spoke about the incident after banning the Band-Aid. "We spoke to them. A player can wear a Band-Aid for healthcare purposes, but it shouldn't have any name or identifications on it." Frank said the issue never got far enough to be addressed in terms of sanctions, but the approach generally is the issuance of fines for players who violate rules regarding game attire and game presentation, including untucked jerseys. "You can't wear an identifiable Band-Aid," Frank said. "We don't expect it to be an issue, so there will be no need for a penalty." With basketball games being played inside, there's really no reason to wear anything below the eye. There's no sun in an indoor stadium. Wade's new Band-Aid look was a cool one, but it wasn't cool enough for the NBA. You will later find out that Wade tried to get away with some more during his NBA playing career. Sneakers from Athletic Propulsion Labs. In 2010, the NBA banned sneakers from Athletic Propulsion Labs. saying that the sneakers with jump boosting technology gave players an unfair competitive advantage. Darren Rovell reported that the league doesn't want its players wearing kicks that allegedly give them a competitive advantage. He joked, "To say goodbye to your dreams of seeing players like Brian Cardinal throwing down windmill dunks." Yahoo Finance reported that for the first time in its 64-year history, the National Basketball Association has banned a new line of shoes based on the league's rule against an unfair competitive advantage that increases a player's vertical leap. The league's ban on Athletic Propulsion Labs Concept 1 confirms the company's claims that the shoe, with its load and launch technology, performs as advertised. No professional player will be allowed to wear the product in games for the upcoming 2010-2011 NBA season. This came on the 25th anniversary of the NBA's ban on Nike's Air Jordan 1 shoes that was spoken about earlier in this video, albeit for reasons of their colorful appearance rather than any performance advantage. The Athletic Propulsion Labs, or APL, was notified by a senior NBA official who stated, "League rules regulate the footwear that players may wear during an NBA game. Under league rules, players may not wear any shoe during a game that creates an undue competitive advantage, e.g. to increase a player's vertical leap. In light of that rule, players will not be permitted to wear the APL shoes during NBA games." It looks like the NBA cracked down on the use of technology way before the MLB did. However, would the NBA be more fun with this type of technology in the game? For entertainment purposes, this type of technology would change the game, but for the good or bad? NBA headbands upside down. In 2020, Rajon Rondo and other players around the league started to popularize the style of wearing their headbands upside down with the NBA logo inverted. The league quickly banned the practice. Instead of allowing the NBA office to win the battle, Rajon Rondo just didn't wear a headband once the league banned the upside-down look. Rondo had been using the upside-down headband look for a couple of years before the NBA cracked down on it. To this day, most are unsure why Rondo and other players couldn't just turn the headband around and wear it normally. Most have no idea what the problem was for the players. Tinted eyewear. In 2011, Dwayne Wade again suffered from increased light sensitivity in the wake of a migraine. Wade was going to wear dark goggles in a game against the Knicks. The league considered the goggles but eventually banned the tinted eyewear, claimed it would give Wade an unfair advantage because opponents wouldn't be able to see his eyes. There was a hands-on review at league headquarters in Manhattan later that week, where the league rejected the shaded goggles Wade planned to wear against the Knicks. Officials determined that there was too much tinting and would give him a competitive advantage because opponents would not be able to see his eyes. Wade looked into experimenting with league-approved glasses with less shading. His head coach, Erik Spoelstra, wasn't happy with the decision but had this to say. "It's Gogglegate," the Heat coach said. "They have approved some other goggles he can wear. He may give it a shot." The Heat had sent the league some pictures of the goggles that week in an attempt to get approval. With the team in town, Heat trainer Jay Sable took the glasses over to the NBA's Fifth Avenue home to have them examined. And of course, they were ultimately rejected. Annoyed with the distraction, Spoelstra finally said, "The decision has been made. We're moving on. There's no excuses," Spoelstra said. He wasn't 100% going to wear them for the whole game anyway. Wade had a reoccurrence of some of the migraine symptoms when the team arrived in New York for the Knicks game on Wednesday night and said Thursday he wanted to use the shades to avoid any setbacks. When Wade spoke to the media, he said, "I just don't want to take chances right now. I want to play, and I don't want nothing to stop that." Carbon fiber mask. In 2014, the NBA's most marketable star, LeBron James, wore a carbon fiber mask to protect his broken nose in a game against the Knicks. The league asked him to switch to a clear mask, and James agreed to. James had created a buzz by wearing a black carbon fiber mask to protect his broken nose in a victory against the Knicks. The league quickly requested that he move to a more traditional clear mask in the Miami Heat's next game against the Orlando Magic. NBA spokesman Tim Frank reported that it was their understanding that LeBron used the black mask because a clear one that he was comfortable with wasn't ready in time for the game against the Knicks. James still appealed the decision and wanted to get some clearance to wear the black mask because he liked the lightness and fit of it. James also appreciated the style and how it matched the Heat's black throwback uniforms. With the black mask on, James scored 31 points on 13-19 from the field in a 108-82 win over the Knicks. The black mask became a huge hit among fans in the league, while several of his Miami teammates posted pictures with it on social media. Before the Heat's next game, they started selling t-shirts with a masked James on them. Shane Battier, a teammate of James, said that only LeBron James could make breaking your nose look cool. Although it became a little controversial, players like Kyrie Irving and Kobe Bryant broke their noses earlier and had to change from a black mask to a clear mask for an NBA office approval. James wore a clear mask for his next game, and fans on Twitter still thought he looked like a hero. Supreme Sleeve. In 2017, Kelly Oubre caused a little stir by wearing a Supreme compression sleeve. The league quickly told Oubre to stop wearing it. When asked about the situation, Oubre speculated that the league executives thought the sleeve was too wavy. When Oubre came into the league, he quickly became NBA's king of streetwear. When the Wizards traveled to Brooklyn, the Wizards youngster wore a Supreme shooting sleeve on his leg. Supreme is a streetwear brand with a cult-like following that spans rap culture, high fashion, and skateboarding. It's basically hypebeast. The sleeve was made in collaboration with Nike, an NBA official apparel partner, but Oubre had to remove the sleeves by halftime. Most of the bans that were talked about in this video didn't happen with social media around or with social media being as popular as it is today. Oubre's Supreme sleeve made Twitter one hilarious place. Twitter comments described Oubre as winning the best on-court outfit the media had ever seen. The NBA didn't agree with the fans though. With social media a large part of our world today, players are looking to flex before, during, and after the game. The NBA knows this and is making sure that they stick to their guidelines and don't allow players to wear items that could give a specific advantage to players around the league. A Supreme sleeve had the entire NBA Twitter on notice, meaning it was likely too bright and eye-popping for the NBA. You've got to appreciate the NBA keeping it real.